I'm so stressed and tired and exhausted. Today, when I called to try and report my old landlord's bankruptcy filed, instead of making it simple and painless for somebody with chronic PTSD who has had a stress-related heart attack, of course it was made painful on purpose. There is no reason for it. When somebody calls into a hotline to report something and says, I have PTSD with broken heart syndrome, stress-related MI, or just one of those, and it will be easier for me to speak to a supervisor. Can I speak to a supervisor? It shouldn't be that hard. At some point, people need to grow up and get a damn heart. Literally get one, because you don't have one. And don't say that you can't get a supervisor, because guess what? One actually called back after I called a dozen times, which says, yes, you can get a supervisor. Trying to cause these type of problems get us nowhere. It is black-hearted, it is disgusting in our nation that we still have these really ridiculous problems. My PTSD is due to a number of events, including cover-ups. I am actively hurting in my heart. There is a tightness in my heart. It does feel pretty bad right now. I get up every day knowing the worst of the worst. I will never be someone that doesn't have impacts from the abuse I went through. Other people say they went through hell. Every day I get up and I sit there and say that I'm the only U.S. citizen who has had a very close first responder killed by another first responder. And then because she was no longer there to do what she was amazing at, aka controlling ADHD, I wound up in multiple mental health facilities, half of which were shut down. 1 point, all 4 of my limbs were tied up on my torso for 50 plus hours. I'm sorry if you don't like doing your damn job, but I always will be somebody that will speak up. Even though this system has destroyed me, I believe that this system in our nation can work. And I believe those that sit in the way are the most evil of the evil. It is disgusting that you sit there and you think that it's okay to put people through hell. You are the lowest of the lowest. There is no reason for it. If it makes somebody that's reporting a criminal act feel better to talk to a supervisor to do so, then let them do that. The first person I called got an attitude, which was the main reason. I try and work with some people, but I'm not going to be able to deal with somebody that gets an attitude with me, and I'm going to automatically demand a supervisor. You're not going to hurt me and attack me. I've been through everything. I've been through the worst of the worst, and in part less, because people decided it was acceptable to cover up some heinous acts. You know what it's like to be bail hugged and called a nigger because you want to get up and go out for the day? You know what it's like to have gout and to have dozens, literally over a dozen, medical emergency room doctor doctor's report saying that, oh, it was in your head. You know what it's like to have a disease like gout, fall down a couple of steps because people won't treat it, because somehow or another it's in your head, even though if they had two eyes, they could tell it wasn't. Or lose their two eyes. Now, you don't. Do you know how or why I still believe in the system? No, you don't. I don't even know why. It's pretty damn clear that this system is being torn apart and people getting attitudes and snapping. Guess what? You work in public service. To have a supervisor go to me, oh, we're gonna not investigate just because you get cut, just because you're treated, because you cuss us out. You know what? You work in public service, you have to have a little bit more thicker skin. And not to mention, what the hell? Because somebody can be cussed, somebody who hates the police may still need to report something, including daggone threats to multiple lives, and you're gonna fucking decide that, hey, because I'm being cussed out, I'm not gonna take this report. You're a black-hearted, disgusting individual. Your job is to never discriminate and to accept that not everybody's gonna love you and respect you. You still have to do a damn job. Because if you don't do the damn job, your job is to take a report. If you don't do the damn job, lives could be at stake. In my case, it was just a bankruptcy fraud. And yeah, that's not a life-threatening matter. It's more of a person trying to take advantage of everybody that she damn can kind of matter. Still not something that you should be sitting back and allowing. I just hate that our system is being destroyed. Would have taken, no cussing. Yeah, I cuss out them out. But no cussing would have happened if, when I asked for a supervisor, I was given a supervisor. Or told somebody would call you back right away, give them about an hour. And actually had them call back. Because again, a supervisor did call me back after I called 12 times. So we know darn well that they can. The reality of it is, today I'm in pain. I'm thankfully not suicidal, but have I thought about stopping medical treatment, which would also end my life? Yes, I actually have. Have I been cleared to do so medically and by judges? Actually, I have. You should look at my reports. Stopping medical treatment is a choice I always will have as a U.S. citizen. Treating or not treating is a choice. As long as I understand everything, it is up to me. Has my heart been hurting often? Tight? Yes. Have I cried? Yes. Have I had flashbacks? Yes. Have I had other PTSD side effects? Yes. Am I hurt right now simply because somebody couldn't go get a supervisor to take a report? Yes. Am I hurt because you couldn't get a supervisor? Because I thought you were a little rude? Yes. Is a little rude enough to set me off? Yes, it is. Is that my fault? Not necessarily. I have PTSD. These flashbacks are not my fault. They're not flashbacks to anything that I did wrong. Our system is destroyed. We want to know why those mass shootings and everything. People don't feel comfortable reporting stuff for reasons. Heck, sometimes there are reports and they still don't get handled properly. It's scary, and it's really frightening. And in reality, unless we fix this problem, it scares me. Again, all I'm reporting is a case of really clear bankruptcy fraud. An individual using multiple different names. An individual having properties under somebody that is possibly deceased. An individual not reporting on, in the bankruptcy, different properties that they, at the very least, are part owner of. An individual taking advantage of everybody that you can. Moving people from hotels into places that are not safe to rent out. When somebody complains, literally doing everything that she can to get them out, including illegal and criminal acts, including lying to judges. But I mean, again, this is very minor. If you're a call center and you don't know how to properly handle taking that type of report, how the hell can you properly take a report when it comes to protecting life? I don't see how. You can't do a small report, even getting a supervisor. How can you take a different report? It's shocking and disgusting. And it's dangerous. And in some cases, possibly deadly. It's not fair. And it's not acceptable. 1 million people have died so we can have the rights that we have. You don't have a right to try and take away those rights. Even when it comes to somebody with PTSD, I have ADA protections, including in federal land. Like, people do not recognize that shit. When it comes to somebody just asking for a supervisor because they feel more comfortable that way. I'm sorry, it's 2022. We have seen more abuse than we have ever seen. Less people are going to feel a little bit more comfortable at times dealing with people with the highest authority that they can deal with. For their sanity. Deal with it. You don't want me to be all frustrated and stressed out and cussing you out. Hell, I didn't ask for much. I asked for something that's so simple that I don't see how it became such a massive problem. And now you will clearly before me did. I don't think it's fair that we sit back and allow this type of abuse to take place. I think anybody that participates in this type of abuse is some of the most disgusting people in the world. A simple issue you took into a major issue. And it did impact my PTSD 100%. Anybody that knows me knows you're very likely to be cussed out pretty drastically if you do an ounce of a thing wrong. And that includes not getting a supervisor. So,